The following is a special presentation of the First Horizon Green Sports Zone. This is the Terry's Flooring Sam Broyles and Tanner Earley Show.
Welcome back to First Horizon's Green Sports Zone, and welcome to this year's edition of the Terry's Flooring Sam Broyles and Tanner Earley Show, where we cover everything on the hardwood here at Chucky Doak with the boys and girls basketball teams. We'll preview this year's 2025 and 26 teams for the boys and girls, talk about the schedule, the conference, and everything that entails. But first, as always, we need to get a billboard spot in first. We'll be right back to discuss those things here on First Horizon's Green Sports Zone.
The Terry's Flooring Sam Broyles and Tanner Earley Show is brought to you by Gateway Ford Nissan, Tommy's Plumbing, Terry's Flooring, and by First Horizon Bank.
Here's a twist on your typical banking options. What if, instead of choosing between a big bank or a small bank, you had one bank that's the best of both? That's First Horizon. Big bank muscle with small bank hustle. Big bank convenience and small bank connection. When the best of big meets the best of small, you get it all. To help you on the road to your horizon. First Horizon Bank.
Welcome back to First Horizon's Green Sports Zone, and welcome back to this year's edition of the Terry's Flooring Sam Broyles and Tanner Earley Show, where we cover everything on the hardwood with the Chucky Doak boys and girls basketball teams. As always, I'm joined here with boys head coach Sam Broyles.
Good to see you
and
again.
Girls head coach Tanner Earley. Good to see y'all.
Good to see you.
Been a minute.
Yes, it has.
We've got a new guest. Never had one before.
Yeah.
We got a joint show this time. I think we just did, two of those last year
Something
with Coach
like
Donahue. I think you joked before this that he was putting the pressure on you, so you're trying to take the pressure off of him. I think he was doing it to take the pressure off of you, too. That way, all eyes
that
were
makes
on
me
you.
feel a little better, but not at the time.
Maybe so. But basketball season's right around the corner. You've got a scrimmage later on today. Of course, this won't be uploaded tonight, but it'll be uploaded next week whenever the season begins. We've got rosters in front of us. We've got schedules in front of us. Let's talk about the roster and this year's edition of the Black Knights and Lady Black Knights. So I'll let you all decide who wants to go first and talk about each team.
Well, we can talk about that. Our varsity team to start with. We got, I think there's five seniors. So we've got some experience coming back, with Dominique, Dom Atchison, Blake, of course. You got Ben Palazzo and Gavin Crum, who's working his way back in. Braxton Roberts, he's a senior big. We'll see how these guys, can contribute to help this team. Now, after that, you got Ryland Grindstaff Jr., but then we dropped down to sophomores and freshmen. So, there's 8 young guys. So at the same time we got some experience, we've also got some youth. And, we got 20 players this year in our program, and that, from last year, that's a big number compared to what we've had in the past. And, we got a new coach on staff, Turner Bailey. And we call him Coach Turner. He's going to, I think he's going to help and do good things for this program. So I'm excited to get started. We haven't really got to play these guys together. You got to remember, Dom, our football guys, we haven't seen them since June on the floor. They've got to practice. He's practiced probably because he was hurt coming in. He's been to at least now maybe 4 or 5 practices. So, that getting this team back together, getting them, I don't, you hope that you can see that after, the little bit it comes together after the Hardies. Because, after at Hardies, we start out North Green. So, North Green's been a, tough component the last few years. So, I'm excited about this team. Some of the sophomores, I didn't list, everybody. Of course, Ryland Jr. You got Chance Malone. He'll be starting tonight. We're going to see how he does. He had to play varsity as a freshman. I think back Mason Henderson played some post last year for us. He's number 14 this year. Then, then there's Hudson Cox who's working his way back. And then some freshmen that's going to have the opportunity to play. Knox McCamus, he played a lot this summer. Logan Malone, Jake Broyles, and, I don't want to leave anybody out. And, Braxton Lowe's another one. that we haven't got to see too. He's another football player. Of course, he's a freshman. Kobe Love, another football player that's coming, that played last year, but he got hurt. He broke his finger last game of the season, and he still hasn't got to practice with us. He goes back to 17th. We'll find out a little bit about him when he will be cleared to play. But so far, no surgery, so that's a plus. And these kids, it's a big difference, from 14, 15-year-old going up against 18-year-olds. So it helps that we've got experience coming back. And, I'm looking for good things from this team. But it's going to take time.
Absolutely. And a lot of times you don't get things ironed out until after that Christmas tournament when you go into your conference slate in January. But I want to ask you, how much more comfort do you have bringing this team back from last year, knowing that you didn't have any seniors that you lost last year? I know last year was a trial by error because it was the first time that you had never had seniors, and you had such a large senior class before them, so all of them were kind of thrown into the fire immediately. Now they've all got experience under their belt at the varsity level besides some of those freshmen that are coming in. So how much comfort do you have going into this season knowing that a lot of them already have that varsity experience?
Well, like we just said, it's great comfort to knowing that we have that coming back. But at the same time, they've still got to develop chemistry with each other, and they won't have that. You won't see that tonight, and it may take time. We play first real games next Thursday, against this same team. So it's important. Good thing, we was talking about got a new coaching staff too, and of course Ethan Palazzo's helping again. So that's that he's got a relationship with those older guys, been with them for a while too. So that's going to help. But with the experience, but it's going to take time. That's the thing, and I just don't want to say that it's not, and go out of here and it's Christmas time before this team's ready to play.
Let's switch things over to the girls' side of things. It's kind of the opposite from your team. How they have experience from last year. It's kind of what you were dealing with last year, how his team is now going to be a team that doesn't have a lot of varsity experience. So I know that we've got the roster in front of us, and I can look, and just right off the bat, you only see 3 seniors and a large sophomore and freshman class. So take us through your roster this year and how you've constructed things going into your first season.
Yeah, so completely different from Coach Broyles' team. We're completely almost starting over. Lost all 5 starters from last year and lost the first person off the bench as well. 2 seniors, my twins, Carlene and Kristen Bishop. I'm going to have to rely on them for a lot of leadership role going forward this year. 1 junior, Chloe Kirkpatrick, also. She played a little bit last year. She got a little varsity experience, so that's going to help us a little bit. But yeah, like you said, big sophomore class with Jaden Myers. She played as a freshman last year, so I've really got 2 to 3 that have some varsity experience, but not a whole lot. So it's a complete rebuild. I know coming from experience that getting a new coach in a new year could be difficult. I got hired in June, and I got 5 summer practices and 2 scrimmages with them. And then on top of the volleyball team going to state, so we got put way behind. So it was great for them to go to state, and we got behind the 8 ball, but that's okay. They're working really hard for me this year so far, and I'm excited to get started with this young crew.
And yeah, you've got 2 seniors and a junior, and then looking at some of that young class of sophomores and freshmen: Jesse Dalton, Sarah Yates, Jaden Myers, Kimberly Puente, Haley Seidel, and then Corey Hallfield. That's a lot of underclassmen that you're going to have to throw out there on the court. So how have you developed some of them so far, and how do you plan on developing them throughout this early stage, kind of getting them acclimated to this varsity level of basketball?
Well, I tell them we got to take it day by day, practice by practice. We got to get better every day. That's the goal. That's the mindset. And I think the perfect practice is to play. I think the more reps you get, more game time you get, that's how you're going to develop as a varsity player. And they're all playing JV, so the more reps we can get with them, I think the better the outcome. They're going to be ready for varsity.
Corey Hollyfield?
Hollyfield, yeah.
Hollyfield, I messed that one up. I didn't see the I in there. But first-year head coach, it's something different. You didn't get hired until June. You have to go straight into summer practices and scrimmages and camps, and you don't get a lot of time to get acclimated there, but you've had some time now to settle down. So going into your first season now with your first game just a week away, What's the emotions at the moment? Nerves, excitement, anxiety? What are you feeling?
Definitely nervous for sure. The nerves are there. This is going to be my first high school job. I come from a middle school, so it's completely going to be different for me. But I'm excited, nervous, anxious. I'm ready to go, and I know the girls will be too. We start next Thursday with the team we play, as Coach said earlier. And our first 2 non-conference games are extremely tough. We go North Green and Cherokee first 2 home games after Kachia next Thursday. And for us, that's about as tough as it gets for us to start a season with a young crew.
And then being a first-year head coach also, how much have you kind of given him words of wisdom going into his first season as a head coach, going back all the way to your first year as a head coach and kind of what you learned?
Well, I mean, just like even in the classroom, I'm his mentor, so I'm trying to help. And, seeing that roster there, seeing that he lost all 5, and I was the same way last year. It's tough to start with, and it'll be tough on you, but you never know. You'll never know who will come out of that, that roster to help you that you're not expecting. And it's just like these boys, good thing, with Ryland and Dom, Gavin there, a lot of experience. And so the 2 seniors, they've played before. So that's going to help you, telling you moving forward. And, looking at the Kirkpatrick girl, she's played. Now, she played a lot. And I don't know if she's run your point. I'm not sure exactly on that part because we've both been so busy. We've been evaluated this week and everything else. I've been all the way to Northview Academy, but Hardin Valley. We went down there for the vote on the Watch the Bridges Award, all that stuff for your athletic directors, because Coach Donahue is dealing with his daughter who so far has come out great. So it's good news for him and trying to help out every which way. So it's been tough to get started, but we're ready for tonight. We are. It'll be exciting. I know the players are.
Yeah.
I mean, they're dying to be out there shooting right now. And be out there, and we're trying to clean the floor because,
New floor.
Brand new. Looks very good.
New lights?
Yes,
A lot of
on
new
the
things
in the
up
bleachers, They got lights in the bleachers, It looks really good.
The video board's not so much new, but it'll be new to a lot of people that come into this gym for the first time looking at this schedule. But a lot of renovations have been done to the gym. So how excited are you to see some of those things in game time action?
Oh, it's going to be unreal.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you can, you look up to Crow's Nest where you set up. I'll be able to see you.
Because it's
We've never,
bright. Yeah, you can actually see.
You'll see when we go in there. We'll take you in there. I mean, it'll be really nice. We were lucky, with getting the. I mean, they've even painted the walls, so I've been here for a while, and I can't remember how many years it's been since all that's happened.
New name board as well, right below the scoreboard. We got that going as well.
Yeah, that's right. See, there's so many things. It's hard to.
So it'll look like a brand new.
We're still
pretty much. Yeah.
We're waiting on nameplates, so.
Okay. Nameplates will be about the only thing we have left.
Right.
Yeah.
But looking at the schedule too, got a tough conference schedule ahead, got a tough non-conference schedule ahead too. Won't talk about it just yet. As always, we go ahead and get a break in first before we go to the back half of this interview. So stick with us. Don't go anywhere. We'll cover the schedule right after this break here on First Horizons Green Sports Zone.
Here's a twist on your typical banking options. What if instead of choosing between a big bank or a small bank, you had one bank that's the best of both? That's First Horizon. Big bank muscle with small bank hustle. Big bank convenience and small bank connection. When the best of big meets the best of small, you get it all. To help you on the road to your horizon. First Horizon Bank.
At Terry's Flooring, we have quality products along with quality installers that can make your space look better than ever before. The craftsmanship that our installers bring to the job site is unmatched. Along with the great installers, we have a huge selection of hardwood, LVP, tile, and carpet. We know that spending money isn't that easy, but at Terry's Flooring, we care about your money too. Stop on in and see my Popsy at Terry's Flooring and allow him to save you money while enjoying the hassle-free experience.
Tommy's Plumbing has been in business for 30 years, and we're still growing because we treat our customers like family. We are proud to do any job from kitchen faucet installation to a complete home repipe. Tommy's Plumbing offers warranties on most products installed by our technicians. When the job is done, our friendly professionals make sure to clean up. We invite you to visit our new showroom in Jonesboro to see our quality products for yourself. Tommy's is the only one to call when you need a fast, reliable, professional plumber in the Tri-Cities.
At many dealerships, you get what you'd expect: games, gimmicks, and shady sales tactics. At Gateway Nissan in Greenville, expect the unexpected: low prices, convenient service, and a great buying experience.
Get our Gateway exclusive lifetime powertrain warranty.
No worries for life.
You deserve the unexpected. It's the #1 reason you gotta get to Gateway.
Shop online at gatewaynissangreenville.com.
Or take the super short drive down Highway 11E to Gateway Nissan in Greenville.
Welcome back to First Horizons Green Sports Zone, and welcome back to this week's edition of the Terry's Flooring, Sam Broyles, and Tanner Earley Show, where we cover everything on the court with the Chucky Doe boys and girls basketball teams. As always, joined here with boys head coach Sam Broyles and girls head coach Tanner Earley. Let's go through the schedule here. We've got it in front of us. You start November 20th in a Hall of Fame game with Cherokee. You got a pretty good non-conference schedule that includes North Green, Cherokee, Cloudland, University High, Washburn, Claiborne, and then you've got, of course, the tough conference schedule with West Green, South Green, Happy Valley, Johnson County, and now Unaka as Hampton's moved down to 1A again. Got some some holiday classics included in here, but let's go through the most important part first. Let's go through conference schedules. We'll switch it over and go with you first. I know for you it's new, but you've got a tough conference schedule ahead of you. You've got South Green, who's ran things the last few years, had a down year last year. Unicoi County, who's going to come in and be one of the top teams. And then you've got West Green, Happy Valley, and Johnson County that are going to fight for that top spot too. So what are you seeing in the conference this year?
Yeah, I think the conference could be a little wide open from what I've been told from last year. I think Johnson County returned quite a bit, so they're going to be pretty solid. South Green's always going to be South Green. They're good. West Green's going to be a challenge for us as well with how small we are, and they got some size. Happy Valley, they're going to be a test for us. I mean, that conference is going to be very tough for us, but I also think it's going to be wide open for sure.
And then go into some of the non-conference games too. You start out with a lot of those non-con games. You start out with Cherokee next week, and then you get you start with Kachia, then it's North Green, Cherokee, and Cloudland back to back after the Hardee's Classic, which both of you will compete in. So talk about some of those non-conference games too.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a gauntlet part of our schedule for sure. Like I said, North Green and Cherokee back to back, and then you throw Cloudland in there. That's going to be a tough 3 to 4 game stretch for us, but the girls are ready. I mean, they're up for the challenge. They're not scared, and we're excited for it.
And then looking at some of the in-season tournaments that you'll be a part of, you've got the Hardee's Classic, which both the boys and girls will be a part of, which I love that both the boys and girls are competing in the same tournament over Thanksgiving. Makes things a lot easy for us when we have to cover the games. And then going to the Christmas tournament, you'll be at the Happy Valley High School Christmas tournament. You'll be in the Andrew Johnson Bank Ladies Classic again. So talk about both of those holiday tournaments that you'll be a part of, that Chucky Doe has been a part of for so many years now.
Yeah, Hardee's Classic, we go tomorrow to find out who we match up with, so we're excited for that. And the Ladies Classics, I mean, we all know what it is. It's tough. We drew Cotton County in the first round. That's
tournament team.
That's going to be a tough challenge for us, but that's only going to make us better. Playing these teams, that's only going to make us better for the future, and we're ready for it.
And it helps too, because I don't know if other schools have talked about it, but it is getting harder to get a bus and get a bus driver. And the fact that Crockett, we don't have to worry about a bus. We didn't even, at Happy Valley last year now, when we played regular season, we took a bus, but for the Christmas tournament, we didn't have to. And Ladies Classic, he's not going to have to worry about that, because, that's, not trying to advertise for bus drivers, but we need buses and bus drivers in Greene County.
If you're interested, hit up Coach Sam Broyles right here. Flipping it over to you now. A tough conference schedule. I know last year didn't go your way, having a down year with such a young team. Looking to bounce back this year with the mix of South Green, West Green, Happy Valley, Johnson County, now Unicoi coming into the conference. So what is your idea of the conference at this moment going into the season?
Kind of like what Coach talked about. it is going to be wide open. Unicoi, they're going to be probably picked to win the thing. You know, they're dropping down to 2, and they've got all those boys back. Now, they did lose one that I know of that went to DB. Yeah, which, you know, that'll hurt them some, but they've still got a lot of experience coming back. You know, South Green, they've been in, you know, the finals last, 3-4 years, you know. So they're going to be picked. Of course, you know, Johnson County lost a couple of players, so we'll see. But, you know, West Green lost 2 or 3, but they've still got their size, and they got the Williams boy back, and it's what he can put around them. I don't know if they've got any transfers. Thought they might have had one from Cherokee. So, you know, Tolliver, they'll be good. Our conference will be pretty tough. And Happy Valley's got those kids back too. And, you know, they get after you. They like to play up and down. And, you know, it's kind of the style we want to play. You know, we want to get into that, and Coach talked about it too with his girls. We want to try to play fast to the best, you know, size when you don't have a lot of size. But even, you know, we've been at these meetings and they've talked about a shot clock moving forward. We don't know when that'll happen or if, but, you know, at the same time, if that does to help the college, you know, they talked about us playing the same style as college. We want to be able to play fast. And, you know, the good thing is the younger ones that we got coming in, that's the way they play.
Yep.
So that helps. It helps a lot.
I think looking at your conference too, every year I like to put a term on one team, and that's the wild card team. I think I put that on you last year with how young your team was. I think this year Johnson County might be that wild card team. Losing your coach, losing your top player, not knowing what they're going to bring. I think Johnson County may be the wild card team in your conference. I think you all might be the wild card team in this conference. Being so young with a new head coach and a lot of fresh faces, I think you all could shake things up the most in there. But talking to him about the non-conference schedule, I want to talk with you about the non-conference schedule, starting with Cherokee next week and then following the Hardee's Classic up with North Green, Cherokee, Cloudland, and then including University High, Washburn, and Claiborne in there. Talk about the non-conference schedule that you'll have in November and December.
Well, North Green, like we've talked about, they've been tough the last few years. Now, they've lost a couple, but, you know, they got the Darnell kid back. He's going to help them. He's probably their leader. Well, don't forget Britton. You know, that's two. A lot of experience. I mean, North Green, there's no really push. Cherokee, they picked up a kid from Tri-Cities that's going to really help them. I mean, you go down there, Cloudland's got all of them back. So they're going to be experienced. You know, you move on down, UH, they've got a new coach. So I'm curious, but they got some kids from Science Hill and other places to come in. So, you know, which will make them better. And of course, Claiborne County, you know, they're dropping from 3A to 2A. So I believe while we finish out with Washburn there. Take Kachia, that, you know, people wonders about. It's a homeschool Kingsport, but they can recruit. They got a post at 6'9". Another player at 6'5". Now they did lose one, played point last year and went to Westridge. So, or they would have all their kids back. So, you know, I'm curious to see them tonight. And of course, we'll start out the season next week with them. So, you know, we're excited.
And looking at your holiday tournaments too, same as him, Thanksgiving Classic, and then you'll be going up to Happy Valley for their Christmas tournament. Logistically, it works out for y'all because you get to stay pretty close here. But talk about some of the teams you'll see and some of the things that you'll expect in those holiday tournaments.
I haven't got that schedule yet, so I'm not sure who. I know I did see something where Ray County wasn't going to be in it, and I think they did win it last year. But he does have some other teams from, you know, down toward Middle Tennessee and even Chattanooga and stuff. It's coming. So there's competition going to be up there this year. You know, there's no pushovers.
And then looking down here at the postseason, we won't get into the postseason too much, of course, but looking at it, you've got the district tournament at Westridge, and then the region tournament looks like it's not determined at this moment.
No, the thing, what it is, the district tournament, now the higher seeds will host the first round, except maybe 1 and 2.
Those 1 and 2 still get buys.
I'm pretty sure. It's kind of like the region, you know, how, and then, you know, then we go to Westridge.
Yep.
And what we're understanding, it may be, you know, we may play that first time we go to Westridge, try to get all of it done on that Saturday if I was reading that
believe
right.
that's
And
right.
then Monday, Tuesday is your championship and consolation.
I like that a lot.
So that, that's changed. That's something we're not used to, but it's just, it's the way it's going to be this year, and you've got to adjust and move on and, move on with it. Now, the regional tournament, you're right, we have not heard. Of course, first round satellite anyway. If you can make it to that district championship game, then you get to host, and that's always important. Some of the goals this year, we talked about making the region. If we can get in the region first, and that's top 4 of the district, and then let's try to win that district and get the host, or make that championship game and get the host game, and you got a couple new teams in that region with Claiborne and Cumberland Gap, and
Some good teams that moved out too.
Austin
that looks a
East
lot
and
different.
Alcoa. So yes, you're right, it does.
But I know the season's just ahead of us now with Kachia next week. You've got some scrimmages coming up here in about an hour, so I guess we'll end this interview. I'm excited to go look at the gym.
Oh yeah,
Excited
it
to
looks
go look
nice.
at new things.
Yeah.
So without further ado, that's all we got
Yeah.
this week. Coach,
Thank
thank you. Coach,
Appreciate it,
thank you.
Tyler.
Absolutely. Thank you all for watching this week's edition of the Terry's Flooring, Sam Broyles, and Tanner Earley Show. Look forward to seeing you next time here on First Horizons Green Sports Zone.